Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Thursday the 26th of the 8th, 2021. Time is just gone 0445, quarter to 5 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, yesterday, Wednesday the 25th then, we had a negative opposed driver in the yen at minus 192, front and back door flows, the opposing positive flows mainly going into the pound at plus 132, into the euro at plus 71, and the dollar was a negative rock at minus 11, and that was an activity of plus or minus 203. Intra-week then becoming more relevant. This is from Monday the 23rd, open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive opposed driver in the pound again, plus 329. Front and back door flows mainly coming out the yen at minus 305, out the dollar at minus 166, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 142, activity plus or minus 471. Notice the batting order of yesterday's flows and over the week are now the same, but the drivers are different. Right, so yesterday we had a soft yen driving the market, driving it mainly into the pound and a bit into the euro, and over the week we've had a positive pound driving, with it mainly coming out the yen. So that's of note. Now the Asian session, which is intraday, up to about 15 minutes ago then, we've got a positive opposed driver in the yen at plus 35, front and back door flows mainly coming out the pound at minus 23, out the euro at minus 22, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 10, activity plus or minus 45. So we've got a bit of a reversal here. We've got positive on the dollar yen, negative on the euro pound, and you can see that that's a reversal from yesterday and intra-week. Right, stop it there and we'll write up the flows. Right, we're back. These are the flows in the Asian session then. So we've got euro strong except against the dollar, the yen and the pound. So the euro's the weakest in terms of the majors. The yen strong across the board. The pound strong except against the pound, the yen and the Swiss. The Swiss is strong except against the yen, the dollar and the euro. The CAD is weak across the board. The AUD is weak except against the CAD. The NZD is weak except against the AUD and the CAD. And the dollar is strong except against the yen. So what have we got? We've got yen strength across the board in the Asian session, and we've got CAD weakness. And you can see, take your pick in the middle. Right, and we've got softness in the commodity currencies. So we've got basically a fairly standard risk-off look to it, and the Swiss is strong except against the yen, the dollar and the euro. So it's slightly mixed. It's not full risk-on, but risk-off, sorry, but it's thinking about it. So right, what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about? Today we've got Tier 2 German consumer confidence data. We've got US GDP. And tomorrow, Friday the 27th, the last day of the trading week, we've got AUD retail sales, Jackson Hole Summit, which is basically going to revolve around the Fed Powell speech, which is, as far as trading is concerned, and it's going to be sort of looking for indicators on the timing of the taper, or otherwise dovish or hawkish statements pertaining to that main area, inflation primarily. Right, so we'll stop it there and we'll write up the asset classes. Don't go away. Right, we're back. We've written up the asset classes. So US dollar index, so it's had this pump up from the floor. It's come off, and it's now thinking about going up again. It's 0.20 from the high, so it's come 20% off the modelled high. So it's about a fifth off. Gold doesn't like a strong dollar normally, and it's been thumping down, has come back a bit, and it's 0.48 from the floor, so it's just below half marks. Oil had that big pump up, it came right back, and it's now thinking about recovering a bit, but it's still soft. It's 0.40 from the floor, 40% from the floor. Wall Street continuously whacking new highs, and then it came off a fair bit. It's come back and it's looking a little bit soft, but it's 0.125 from the high. It's an 8, so it's 12.5% from the modelled high. S&P is pretty much at the highs. It's come off a little bit, likewise with the tech. So that's where we are there. US 10-year, this is the price of the bond then. So we've got this price going, chunking up, yields coming off. Then we've had this this price drop with yields rise, price coming up again, yields coming off, and then we had a brief fall in the price again yesterday, and yields coming up. I mean, it's 0.43 from the high, so it's relatively soft from the high, which means yields are strengthening up a bit in the US. And the bond, likewise, it's just been, the price has been on a tear on the up, and it's come off slightly. So yields have come off 25%, 0.25 from the high. So we've still got this US 10-year outgunning the bond in terms of yields, but the gap is sort of closing a little bit, arguably. Copper, big chop on a while ago, big break, big thump down, and now it's recovered. It's 0.45 from the floor. It's still soft, but it has come off the floor, so it's just below half marks. US steel then sort of had that significant high, then it came right off. It broke, and it's now broken that resistance, come back, and it's 0.33 from the high, so it's about a third from the model high. Soft with all this going on. Right, so let's get rid of that and try and make some sense of the flows for the day. So what do we know? We know all the so we know the intradays, the daily, the weekly. We know the flows for the Asian session, and we know the asset classes. Right, so just to remind you then, let's just make sure we're on the right week. So right, over the week then, this week we've had the pound positively driving with a soft yen. Yesterday we had the soft yen driving with the pound strong. So but the drivers have changed. And over the Asian session, we've got a reversal of this. We've got a stronger yen driving and a soft pound. Something to bear in mind. And last week, we've had the pound was negatively driving, so the pound was soft last week, and the dollar was strong, and the yen was strong. So that gives us an indication of where we are. So dollar then, euro, yen, pound. Well, the takeaway basically is that the euro is starting to move up through the gears. If you look at the euro yesterday, it was where is it? It was the positive mover. Over the week, the euro is the positive rock, and Asian session, it's come off a bit. It's the negative mover, and last week the euro was the negative rock. So the euro's somewhere sort of stranded in the push me pull me of the flows. You've got equities basically hanging in there at the highs. So with the usual transmission, you've got the yen starting to show strength in the Asian session, and the yen has been weak throughout the week. So it's got elbow room to come up, the yen. So the yen has got potential to do that. The dollar has come off a fair bit, but it's sort of starting to think about coming back. So so the dollar's got this sort of look to it. And normally, if you get risk off, you've got sort of yen dollar on the positive, and euro pound on the negative. That tends to be like a risk off scenario, and if you look at the Asian flows, we're basically starting. Well, we've got a positive. That's normally written the other way around. So we've got euro pound on the negative, just to get it right, and dollar yen on the positive. So that's how we normally write it. And we're actually seeing that now in the Asian session. So we're seeing a stronger yen, a stronger dollar, and then the opposing negative flows coming out the pound and the euro. Usually the other way around. So the pound normally the weakest, and the euro getting secondary flows, backdoor flows, if you like. So that's what we think is going to happen today. Then we think we're going to have so dollar, euro, yen, pound. We think we're going to have a positive dollar, a positive yen, a negative euro, and a negative pound. You're looking at these sort of driving the market. The yen is likely to take fright if equities start coming off. That'll help it even more. So you're looking at basically being long yen complexes, long the dollar, and short euro to a less extent than short the pound. So the pound yen is likely to get a double kick in the pants there. So short is of interest in the pound yen today, and that's where we are. Commodity currencies are likely to come off. The Swiss is likely to come up, and commodities are likely to come off. Gold won't like a stronger dollar either. So hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the daily briefing.